Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video. This time physical pickups video covering the purchases I've made for Black Friday, the holiday season, and then also the early New Year. I typically would have recorded this a little bit faster, right after the holidays, but I've been very busy with work and other things, unfortunately, but better late than never. And I guess I'm gonna get started with a non-Black Friday purchase. It's a new release, if you want to call it that, that I picked up through Limited Run Games, which I typically don't do that, but I'm a pretty big SNK fan, and they released the Neo Geo Pocket Color Collection Volume 1, which is a pretty cool collection. I'm actually not entirely very familiar with the Neo Geo Pocket, so this is a good way to get acquainted with that system. And of course, this collection comes with a lot of games that pertain to famous series, like the King of Fighters, Metal Slug, but the Neo Geo Pocket counterparts, if you will. So pretty excited to have this. Decided to go for the physical, I guess, limited run release for this. And yeah, I have a multitude of SNK related collections, games or discs in my collection. So excited to add another one, and yeah, for the Nintendo Switch. Continuing with the Nintendo Switch, I want to say, I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous pickups video, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. But at any rate, we're talking about new Pokemon Snap. This is for obviously the Nintendo Switch. Is the 2021 release of a beloved N64 game, which I played back in the day. Loved that game, even though it was super short. I kept replaying, trying to get better pictures and scores. But this new version is supposed to be a little bit longer, a little bit more involved, a little bit more of a replay value, I think. So I'm excited to check this out. Since I love the original one. And yeah, there's a lot of hype for the Pokemon games, with Arceus that just came out, a few days ago. So definitely excited to try the new version of Pokemon Snap. It's been a while, it took a couple, I guess, decades for Nintendo to bring this game back. But yeah, definitely happy to have it in the collection. Now we're gonna move into the PlayStation territory. I'm gonna start with I bought it around Black Friday, but it was not a deal. I paid full price for this because it was a recently released game, and I'm talking about Tormented Souls, my first physical PS5 game since I owned the system. So far I've been just doing digital games for the system, but I decided to support the developer. Got this for full price, but even then it's a budget release. I think it's only like $40. So very happy to have this. I actually was playing this during the October Halloween month, and got pretty far in the game, and then I just got sidetracked, or I guess burnt out, because for the month of Halloween, if you guys recall, I played a bunch of indie games and also The Evil Within, which is a pretty lengthy game. So I was a little bit, burnt out of survival horror games, but I definitely want to go back to this because this is just old school Resident Evil, inspired game. Fixed camera angles, tank controls, just great graphics. I was impressed that this game is actually an indie game. It's rough around the edges in certain areas, but overall, my thoughts are that this is a very impressive game for being an indie, developer. So definitely looking forward to going back to Tormented Souls and completing the game. And speaking of survival horror, my favorite series right here, we have Resident Evil Village, aka Resident Evil 8. As you guys know me, I'm a huge fan of the Resident Evil games or series, and I want to play this, but I do want to beat Resident Evil 7 first, which that game just didn't grab me when it came out in 2017. I played, put a bunch of hours into it, and I just wasn't feeling it. But I think there are some loose connections between the two games, I believe. So I do want to complete 7 before I move into 8. So I'll just probably start over with Resident Evil 7, maybe play it on an easier difficulty, just make my way through the game, because from what I've seen and heard about Village, even though it's on the same style from Resident Evil 7, I think based on my initial impressions from previews and so forth, are that the setting looks a little bit more interesting, and the PS5 just graphics in this game just are gorgeous. So I really want to get into Resident Evil 8, but again, I'll just wait until I beat Resident Evil 7. And this came with its own steelbook from Best Buy, so a really good deal. I think it was like $20 during Black Friday to get the actual game, and then the steelbook, which it's a very subtle, very elegant. You couldn't tell it's a Resident Evil themed steelbook, other than the spine that says Resident Evil Village. But very simple, not a whole lot of art in the inside, but always happy to have an extra, I guess, goodie, for the sale price, and I'll add it to the collection. So speaking of survival horror, we have none other than Alan Wake, the remastered version on the PlayStation 5. It just feels weird holding an Alan Wake game with the PlayStation logo there at the top, but this is a game that I've been meaning to play ever since the 360 game was released. I'm a big fan of, you guys know, survival horror games, and for one reason or another, I just never put time into playing the original Alan Wake, even though I own it on Steam and I guess the Xbox One digital store or Game Pass, whatever. But now that the remastered version is out, decided to pick up the physical version. And it's just weird because I'm a big fan of Remedy. I played Quantum Break. I enjoy that game. Played Control. I love that game. So I'm way overdue to play Alan Wake, which I've heard nothing but good things about this game. So definitely looking forward to play the remastered version on the PlayStation 5. Continuing with the PS5 games, this was my coming out, just buying a lot of PS5 games because, I've been owning the system for a while and didn't have any games for it really. But yeah, PS5 Lost Judgment, another series that I love. I'm a huge fan of the Yakuza games, but I'm trailing a little bit behind now. I still have to beat Yakuza Kiwami 2, Yakuza 7, and then Judgment on the PS4, which I was pretty far into the game. I just got sidetracked. I need to go back to the first Judgment game on the PS4 and beat that one before I move into Lost Judgment. Yeah, I've heard good things about this game, so I'm definitely looking forward to try this, specifically because this game retains the action-based combat of the old, I guess, Yakuza games. I believe the new ones are gonna be like turn-based or whatever, however Yakuza 7 is. So yeah, I need to go back to the first one on the PS4, complete that game, and then I'll move on to Lost Judgment. As always, the Ryuga Gotoku Studio comes with a sticker. I think the Yakuza games also do the same. And there's a beautiful art on the inside, which is pretty cool. So that's a nice touch, in my opinion, for games that do that. Continuing with the PS5, this is a game that I also have been waiting very patiently ever since it came out on the PS4, but I decided to just hold my horses and wait until a PS5 version would come out, and sure enough, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on the PS5. This was not a great deal per se because the game is fairly new. It got released like around July of 2021, I think. So I wound up paying like $50 for this. So like only a slight deal, if you will. But I'm glad I did, and I already played this game. This was the one Black Friday purchase that as soon as I purchased it, I installed the game and started playing. Put over 60 hours, decided to go for all the trophies just because I absolutely loved my time with this game. The graphics are amazing. Obviously, this is the director's cut version, which includes a better resolution and better performance, taking advantage of the PS5 power, as well as new haptic rumble feedback, which is pretty cool. Taking advantage of the DualSense controller on the PS5. And of course, it comes with all the DLC and the expansion. I believe it's called the Iki Island expansion, which I'm ready to start that maybe soon. I beat the base game, but I do want to start playing the DLC content for Ghost of Tsushima, because again, I had a fantastic time playing this wonderful game, and an impressions video is due for it. I'll probably record one next week, but let me just say that it was very much worth the wait for me to delve into, you know, this fantastic game by Sucker Punch. So really glad to complete that game. And now we're going to, I guess, quote unquote, downgrade to the PS4. These are games that I picked up during Black Friday on the PlayStation 4 because there are no PS5 version available for these games. The first one is 13 Sentinels and Aegis Rim, published by Atlus, but developed by Vanillaware. I've heard nothing but good things about this game from people that have played this game. It combines a lot of different gameplay mechanics, you know, visual novel elements with adventure and, you know, action strategy and so forth. So I'm intrigued by the proposition of the game, and then the graphics are typically, typical Vanillaware with beautiful art direction and, you know, just very well made, you know, characters and so forth. So again, you know, people that have played this have nothing but good things to say about 13 Sentinels, and yeah, definitely looking forward to play this. It was on sale for like 20 bucks, so decided to grab the physical version for the game. And this is a game that I almost purchased the digital version on Steam, but it was on sale surprisingly, because it came out also in 2021. I believe, and I decided to go with Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the remastered version. I have a lot of catching up to do with the SMT series. I started with SMT 4, and I actually put a good chunk of time into the game, but got sidetracked, so I have to go back to the 3DS SMT 4 and hopefully pick up where I left off, because I put a considerable amount of time into the game. And then maybe move on to Apocalypse, which I also own on the 3DS, and then maybe I'll go to SMT3. But since it was on sale for a really good price, I decided to purchase it and you know, have it in my collection, ready for when I'm ready for, you know, for this game. So looking forward to it, especially with all the hype. You know, SMT5 just came out for the Nintendo Switch. You know, I don't plan to pick up that game right away. But you know, I do want to complete SMT4 and then maybe Apocalypse, and then move on to Nocturne. But yeah, slowly but surely I'll probably get there at one point or another. And to close down the pickups, I'll show you guys the Game & Watch for the Legend of Zelda. I pre-ordered this because I'm a sucker for these collectibles. This is the Legend of Zelda one. There's also a Mario Brothers one out there. This comes preloaded with The Legend of Zelda 1, The Legend of Zelda 2, and then Link's Awakening. So 3 Zelda games, and then of course it has like a clock theme to it, and a Game & Watch Vermin, the Link version. So it has a couple of games in there, but quite frankly, I don't really buy these to, you know, play these Zelda games. Like if I wanted to play those, I can play them on the Nintendo Switch. But as a collectible, you know, I'm a sucker for these Game & Watch, you know, systems, and you know, it's just part of my, I guess, Nintendo collectible. My Nintendo collection of goodies that I have, so pretty excited. If they keep releasing these Game & Watch, you know, themed, you know, Mario Brothers theme and Zelda theme, I'll just keep buying them, because I just love owning these little handheld devices. But yeah, happy to have it in the collection, and that'll be it. These are my physical pickups that I did recently, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Take it easy.